Okay, how about now? Are you able to hear me? Let me know if you are. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Okay, you can hear me? Perfect. Perfect. All right, I got it fixed. Perfect. Appreciate it. No, to answer your question for earlier, this is going to be a picture of some of the sharks I've made up, some drawings I've had on my DeviantArt. The shark I'm currently working on, the hammerhead, is 0. And I'll make sure to put a link in the chat. Matter of fact, I can actually do that right now since it's just you and me at the moment. Okay, there you go. That's who you're looking at right now. Let me switch up the music a bit. Yeah, the one in the corner is the thresher. Her name is Venara. Her link is right here. Oh, chat. Sharks indeed, my friend. All good, gents. All good. So while we're drawing, do either of you have any questions about sharks or any content I've made so far? Yes, a lot of people happen to like them, mainly because of the Godzilla intro. No, ask away. Yeah, that's the point. That generally gets people, when people are like, what do you mean they evolved through radiation? But it's adaptive radiation. Proper context is key. What I think is the most underrated shark, particularly of some of the behaviors that it shows. Let me change the music and I'll go into more detail. There we go. So, for example, one of the things that I highlighted in the video is their habit of holding air within their stomachs so that they stay afloat. Now, the reason as to why I think that is significant is because that behavior had to come from somewhere. When and how did sand tiger sharks learn that behavior? How did they learn to optimize it? The whole nine. What's up, Shark Central? But that behavior for sand tigers had to come from somewhere. And then at some point, other sand tigers had to catch on and learn the behavior as well. Sharks pass information on to one another by their body language and other methods. As to what all of them are, we don't know for sure, but I believe that there are a lot of indications of intelligence that sand tigers possess. And no, they're not a threat to humans, because I know some people will ask. Yeah, they're pretty timid. Sometimes they're curious. Like, they'll swim right up to people and give them a very close and thorough look. But usually they just avoid us, as most sharks do. It's more caution than timid. It makes sense because anything you're unfamiliar with, you usually want to generally be pretty cautious about. Let me see. Yes, which I'll be honest, before I did the research, I didn't even know sand tigers did that using their tails. And it's part of the reason why I brought up that point, like, hey, where did they learn to do that? Now, again, as I said in the video, there's no direct evidence to suggest that they learned it from thresher sharks, but their habitats do overlap. And as I stated before, sharks do gather information from each other. So perhaps, maybe somewhere along the lines they learned it from another shark, but is it within the realm of possibility? I would say so. But again, there's no direct evidence to prove it. But I'd say it's possible. Ah, Wild, welcome to the stream. How's it going, buddy? Also, by the way, all of you who are here, you Vitaren, y'all gotta go sub to Wild World, by the way. He has great content any and everywhere on YouTube. Please go give that man a look at. Also on his new podcast, especially for those of you who are into cryptozoology. And I'm doing pretty good. Hey, look, I see a whole bunch of videos about people who put out false or inaccurate information about sharks or animals in general, or they put out facts without the proper context. So when someone does it within the proper context, I always want to make sure that it's highlighted because we need more of that nowadays. Hey, Sketcher, how's it going? Also, after I finish the hammerhead shark here, Wild Roll, I can show you the thing where I make the loops and tunes, how I make them using GarageBand. It's fairly easy, but I can understand that not everyone knows how to do it. But it's not too difficult. There we go. My thoughts on cryptozoology. So, for me, as far as it goes, I always look at them by a case-by-case basis. Some of them are some plausible that there are some mutations in nature. Sure, some things could be out of the ordinary, but because mutations are so rare that there happen to be anomalies out there, it's possible that there are some truly freaky creatures out there that we just haven't seen. Others where there's very clear exaggerations are more of, you got to look a little deeper into it. But I'm always someone to where, like, look, if there's a good amount of evidence presented and it seems logical, then yeah, there are some things that I believe could be actually exist out there. So I'm not against the idea of it. Listening to your podcast is very interesting. Also, you're a co-host, the girl. Does she happen to have a channel? Just in case I need to shout her out as well. Also, let me switch the tune up a bit. Yes, Zeron the Shark, he is based off of a great hammerhead. Yes. So to answer something else I brought up in one of my videos about cocaine sharks. Some people claim that at some point there was a shark that was being weighed down as we're swimming on the side. The shark in question was a great hammerhead. That wasn't the case with them. Something being weighed down on one side, literally not a thing. Because that's just not a thing. It works. Hammerheads, because they have such large dorsal fins, sometimes swim to the side because they can swim more efficiently. Again, showing their intelligence because they figured out, oh, I can swim more size. That's something they figured out. No, it's not because of something being weighed down in their stomach. That's just not how things work. Honestly, look, at this point, I really wouldn't put it past people to say that Sharknado is an actual thing. Let's be clear, it's not. But I don't think they understand that for most of us, just going over new facts about uh, sharks or any new information, that's enough. But they have to try to like make something that's new and make it mention words like that isn't necessary. Just like with a lot of movies nowadays, they're trying to have it be like this next super big marvelous event. Where like most people just want a movie where there's just a story to tell, just a good thing. Let me rephrase. At least what I do. There's a story to tell, the one that I'm interested in. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, that Monster Shark documentary. Even as a kid, when I saw it, I could tell I was just like, okay, someone, there's no way they're taking this seriously. No, people were. Just like the whole cocaine shark. People were taking it seriously. I'm like, why? Like, am I the only person who didn't think that this was actually like not a thing? Also, while ago, I came across a video that you might be interested in, but find it. Here you go, wild boy. So you don't have to watch it now or anything on your own time. It's hard to hear me over the music. Let me turn it. There we go. But that YouTube video, I've seen some behaviors I haven't seen before in that one in particular. Like in one particular section, a blue whale is stuck in a lagoon, and it shows a tiger shark feeding on it. And there are a bunch of other behaviors as well. A video you might be interested in. All right, let's see. Yeah, if there's ever anything wrong with that, just let me know. Just because I don't stream terribly often, so there are some things that I have to adjust here and there. Yeah, the video was crazy. There were some things that I saw in there. I was just like, I've never seen this behavior before. Mind you, it's in a different language, but they have subtitles to it. Yeah, there will be some behaviors in there that you watch 365 that'll definitely surprise you. Maybe have to change the color scheme up of that a little, just a little. Also, I'm curious, does anyone in the chat here, do you guys play any particular shark games or games that involve sharks? 'Cause I know some people have asked about the background music that I use. That is the particular game called Abzu. You can find it on PS5, PC, Xbox. That, in my opinion, is the best shark game in the world. And it's not close. I played Maneater once, and I'll be honest, I got bored of it just because it seemed generic. That's just me, though. Don't ever. Maybe I did. Yes, it does. Now, it's a very, how should I say, short game, but for something for like to be immersive in or something to really chill out in, I would highly recommend it. It's one of the games that always stays on my PlayStation. And I have not played Depth yet. You cannot, in Abzu, you can't play as a shark, but you can swim alongside them. You'll notice in some of the background of my videos, you'll see a little person that you play, they're on the side of the shark. And when you're next to the shark like that, you can actually control it. But either way, I highly recommend it. And there are particular scenes in it that I haven't shown just for the sake of not spoiling it. It's definitely worth the playthrough. At least once. Or at least watching the playthrough on YouTube. Yes, you can. That's one of the things I appreciate. And as you get to the ending, there's definitely like things I don't want to say. Again, I have to not spoil it, but absolutely worth it, if you ask me. Let's see. That would actually be cool, Wild World. Like in some deep parts. So I'm actually back to the point of Abzu. You get rewarded for exploring because you unlock certain species if you find certain things around the map. If Megalodon was in one of those, that would actually be cool. Just to kind of see it just chilling. But there are some things that you find that you're just like, holy crap, I didn't expect this to be in here. But very, very cool. You even like swim into a prehistoric ocean for a bit. You don't find a Megalodon, but you do find some other sharks. One of which is Helicaprion, for those of you who know what that is. Yeah, man, it's really, really cool. I like games that reward you for exploring or piquing your curiosity about things. I've heard of Death. For the longest time, I thought it got canceled, but then turns out it's actually still going on. Haven't played it though, if I'm being honest. I do play PS5. As far as that goes, I mainly play, what is it? Destiny, Division 2. I played Ark Survival Evolved, or I guess the new one, Ark Survival Ascended, that's going to be coming out. What else is there? Monster Hunter World. Love that game a lot. Abzu, of course. I played Remnant 2. The game was good, but the game was hard as shit. But it was good. It was fun. What about any of you? What games do you guys play? Oh, I know my little brother's also trying to get me into Baldur's Gate 3. Which I've heard nothing but great things about that. Let me see. Ark. So funny you should mention that, Wild World. So the sequel to it, called Ark Survival Ascended, is coming to the PS5 very soon. And Hungry Shark, it's a phone game. It's a good time passer. As a matter of fact, since we're talking about Ark, where is it? There's the trailer for Ark Survival Ascended. For those of you interested, on PS5 and Xbox, it's supposed to be coming out like I think this week or later this month. I, for one, will definitely be. I think it's cross-platform, but don't hold me to that. So let me change the content. Now that I have his base down, I actually need to let my pen charge for all of a bit. So while I do that, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a slight break from that, and I'm gonna show you guys how I make the loops. Give me a sec. Because in fairness, well, you're not the only one to ask. There's other people who've asked, hey, where do you get that music from? Yeah, like I've made this song here. I've made using GarageBand. So let me put a pause on this. All right, so let me see if I can find a previous song I've made. Let me open this up. So before we do that, let me play a song. And you guys should remember this one if I have it on here. Do I have it on here? The Arc 2 is supposed to have Van Diesel. So I'm about to share one of my screens in Windows with you guys. So in here, we have GarageBand. This right here is what the symbol looks like, if you guys are able to actually see it, which you're actually not able to. So hold on, let me. Okay, now let's see if you guys can see. Okay, here you go. So this right here, it's called GarageBand. It's only found on Mac computers. But this is where I make all of the loops at. Now, I'm going to start this from the beginning and tell me if this sounds familiar to any of you guys. Plenty of you have heard this song before, right? This is where I've made it. So the way it works, let me open up a new track. So whenever it first opens up, you can hit software instrument. And you can actually physically use your keyboard. Hold on, let me drag this over here. You can drag this over here and use your keyboard to make a tune, but I normally don't, just because I just normally don't have time in order to do that. But the key spot where you want to go in GarageBand is this top right section right here, the little loop-de-loop. And you actually can't see it because of my logo in the screen there. But it's at the top right here. And this is going to bring up all of the loops. Yes, the song that I just showed you is something that I've recently used in a lot of my videos. And they're all on my SoundCloud as well. But, so we look at all these here. We click instruments. These are the different instruments of the different vocals that you have. So let's say, for the sake of argument, let's pick piano. We wanted to use this here. Or this one. If you find a beat that you like, you can take it and drag it here. Now what you can do is up here is you can change the tempo. Right now we're at 130, but you could also change it to 120. The speed of life, as some people will call it. And that'll play it a little slower. Or you can sort of change the beat of it a little to where you can play it to 3/4. Which that didn't change it all that much. But if we go here to B minus and go to, let's say, G, for example, that'll change the tune of it. Now, next we'll need some drums. So now, and that's how I make all of my background music. A good time passer to when you're bored or you want to add something to the channel and you don't want to worry about copyright because it's your own music and you're not going to copyright yourself unless you're some individuals who are masochists out there. But this is where you can really play with it and make the type of artisticness that you want. Now, there are some cool tools that other cool things you can do with them. Let's see. So let's take this one, for example. So you have this. You have the beat normally. But if you come here at the very bottom, you'll see this symbol here. And you can actually shorten it and then go to the top of it and just repeat the piece that you just shortened. Or you can just drag here and just keep repeating it like you've seen in my other ones. To make them sound really good together, honestly, it's preference. It's like, for example, I've heard that you really like classic rock, Wild World. So you know what classic rock sounds like. So let's see. So we have instruments, but we also have genres here. I don't think classic rock is up here. So we do have rock and blues. So this one is where you kind of would have to figure out what kind of instruments you want to tag together. Like normally you want to include your drums, you want to include pianos sometimes, your guitars, and just figure out what sounds good. That's usually how I make them. So like here we got 70s electric piano. And then let me find we were to drag these together. And I were to drag this out, and this is how it would sound together. And you see how that plays together? And that's usually how I make all of my beats. Going back to what I originally made, like here, I'll give you guys some sneak previews of some things I have into the works. So like this one I have called, here, I will take this one. I have this one called 25%. This is one of the ones that I have in the works right now. It's where I find different types of music that I like to see. Oh yeah, so that's a song for the main shark that you see, the blue one. I'll show you here in a sec. He was just on the picture that you saw me drawing, the blue shark. That's his theme. I'll show you in a sec. There's the piano, then you have your bass, and then you have your beat, which kind of serves as the main beat throughout the song, and then you alter it slightly throughout while keeping that as the initial one. And then you have your guitar to spice it up. And that's how I make those. Now for you, Shark 365, bite me. I also put this on my SoundCloud as well. Well, I put all my songs on my SoundCloud for this one. And I suppose I'll put a link here just so you guys are actually able to see where they're at. So there's the SoundCloud. So if I come back to the brand here, did I post it on here? I don't think I did. No, yes, I did. So here is what's from StreamYard. That's coming from the stream itself. And I've actually used it, I think, only one of my videos. So now let me hit pause. Now if we come back here, this is the actual making of the song itself, where I use some orchestra, some beats, and some synths. You can find a lot of interesting songs with just synths. The big piece to start is to decide on what kind of genre music that you want, or what you want your central thing to be. Like, do you want it to be chill or powerful, etc.? Like this strong orchestra at the top here, this is the main one. And you'll see it plays out throughout the entire song, but I spice it up with other things. Yes, this right here, this is Bite. And notice this is still playing for the entire duration of it. So another thing about GarageBand, so when you're going next to any of these songs, where is it? If you hit the menu button right here, if you look at this part here, there's a heart. So if there's a particular one that you like, you can click it and that stars it, or I guess hearts it. And if you come up here, all the ones that you favorited, like you're making a certain beat and you find something that, while it doesn't fit with the song, but you want to save it for later, you can click a heart. And this is where you save all the beats that you have. All these are the ones that I'm going to be utilizing later, or I have used, but I want to keep them on tap. But that's how I use GarageBand. But here, let's hit an empty project. So here, since we're working together as a chat, let's make a song together. So is there a particular instrument or genre anybody wants to see in particular? There are also like orchestras or choirs as well. Like, where is it? I think like vocals. They do have some vocal sounds, though they are somewhat limited. Out for the I'm walking the boot. Violins. So let's see if we have any violins. So that will probably be in about strings. So that's one of them. Some of them are hit and miss, but they do have some ones like for Chinese. Yes, I'll leave it on YouTube, my live streams. Sometimes I take them down, but I can leave this up for folks that are interested in this. Let me actually see what I can work with this one. So we have violins. Okay, what instrument next do you guys want to see? And all the different instruments, or if you want to see the genres, descriptors are, I don't use them much, though you can use them just because it's just going to bring up the same loops. Let me give you all a sec to see what it is that they have. These are genres. And then we have instruments, which instruments are generally a good base. But if you know what type of song you're going for, then I would suggest going into the genres. If you're going for a particular song. Like they even have the option for cinematic, where they have like a lot of this epic music. Some kind of drums or beats. So with drums, they're particular because all drums includes more than just drums. So when you click certain instruments, I forgot to mention that. Say you click guitars. You can have all the guitars at once, but it also has acoustic guitars, electric guitars, slide guitars. For drums, you can click drums, but there's also beats and there's also kits. So these are all the drums, and some categories are bigger than others. Like there's a ton of drums. So let's see. Let me listen. Okay, perfect. Let's see here. Go cinematic, go epic. We can do that. So let's see. Some of these are a touch limited, but let me see if I can work. Let me see. Let me see this real quick. No, I'm not going to ignore you, Wild World. We're all making this song together here. Let me try orchestra, because that may be a bit more. Because that'd be maybe more along the lines of what we're looking for. Actually, that's 2 strings. Hold on. So let's see. That one doesn't fit together. So as you work with these, you'll see a lot of the ones that do and do not work together. We can work with that. And then we'll have to go to a beat next. So let's try this. I think I know what the issue is. Hold on. So let's go with this. And then let's go with a light beat. At least a light beat to start. Not that one. Yes, it is very much trial and error. Because not everything works well together. Some things do. And sometimes you stumble upon something that's just like, okay, that works well. So here, say for example, as you're putting things together, and then if you stick some piano in there, so here we'll work with this. Also, by the way, on the side here, this is where you control the volume of each respective one. So now if we put all this together, then some of them you'll see, like notice we have boss level 1 beat, but it says 01 right here. So if we go and we type in, whoops, would help if I spelled that correct. Boss level 2 beat. Like this is 1. Then if you also type it in, you see other things that are supposed to go with it. Keyword supposed to. So then if we drag all these out, and then this is where folks get really messed up. So like say I take this and now I change it to 120 and we go back and listen to the whole thing. And there you have it. That is how I make the beats in the background of all my music. And as stated before, on my SoundCloud, let me actually pull that to the main screen since we're talking about this. This is where I have all my tracks. And I've been making them for like 7 years. That's why I have 105 of them. This is where I have all the beats that I've made over time. Some are good, some are like, very meh. But this is where they all are. But back to the good stuff, the drawings. Well, before I continue, any other questions in regards to GarageBand before I go back to working on these drawings? A lot of it is trial and error, a lot of playing with, a lot of seeing what it is that you like that really works. Now, there's a lot more in-depth stuff that you can get into, but there's a bunch of YouTube videos that explain it way better than I can. I just see this as a tool to enhance my videos or just sometimes to pass the time because I do actually get genuine enjoyment out of it. All right. In that case, we move back on. Let me start the music back going. Here we go. All right, so he was for the most part. Let's work on Venari next. Yeah, this one's called A Bad Idea and a Half. Very particular one that a lot of people will happen to love. That is too. Oh, no need to apologize. If you like something, you like something. And while I put it in the chat earlier, since we're here, let me see. Did I put something? Oh, I didn't. Okay. The shark that I'm working on right now, Benari. Let me show y'all what her backstory is, or what she's supposed to look like. This is all from my DeviantArt, where it shows her drawing as well as her backstory. Well, not necessarily backstory, but how I mentioned her. Did I miss something? No, I didn't. Awesome. That is a very long shark indeed. But just like actually larger sharks, a lot of it is her tail. Not as much as an actual pressure shark. Benari, yes. So with her, I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of Warframe, but there's a particular Warframe called Korra, and she has this pet cat called Benari. And that's kind of where I got the name inspiration from. Yes, like this shark that I'm drawing right now, that is Venari, another drawing that I've had. I'm just drawing a bunch of the sharks I've made in the past, and I'm making her this one. And then for those of you who like Mega sharks, this one up here is going to be a shark I named Riley. He is also based off the Mega shark, with his own backstory and all. Yes, so she is 28 feet long. And funny enough, one of these days I'm actually going to make a size chart where I show the sizes of all my sharks. Their actual names of species, the whole nine. And I have the file somewhere, just not here at the moment. when I take another break from it, I'm gonna see if I can't track it down. Let me show you guys what I mean by like, I think about the size charts of all my sharks and their like ecology and everything. Like, I don't know if any of you have played Monster Hunter or Monster Hunter World, but every animal in there isn't just like some another boss you fight. Like, all of them live in an environment. They all have an ecological niche. I mean, look, eventually on my YouTube videos, if my sharks get popular enough, I plan on doing more of Dr. K entries about them. I'm talking about their ecologies, the whole nine. Make sure I line this up properly. There we go. How did you come up with the name Riley? So, funny story. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the Boondocks, but if you have, you know the two twins, Huey and Riley. So, in the story about the main shark theme, so what you were asking about earlier, the shark bite me, that is the theme of this shark right here. His name is T. He's my main shark. In the works, I kind of have a storyboard working for him as far as what his story is going to be. And in that story, he's going to have one of his best friends / rivals is going to be a mako shark by the name of Huey. But Huey, in some ways, is going to be related to Riley. It's kind of a Boondocks reference. It's more or less what it is. But I liked the name Riley. It's a name you don't hear often. But I figured that'd be a cool little reference. Huey and Riley. Two mako sharks that are very fast. Now, so what species of shark this guy is, that will be revealed probably at a later date. Because he is not a normal shark. Well, he is, but he isn't. But that'll be revealed at a later date. And I suppose, since we're on the topic, let me see if I can. He is not a tiger shark. Yeah, he looks like a tiger shark. But when you look at the picture I just put in the chat, you'll see he isn't one, but his species is unknown. Actually, I don't know if I put the backstory in this description here. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Here's another picture. Here we go. That's the original one with like his description and everything that goes on. Not everything, but quite a bit. Also, let me change the music up a bit. Also, you like organized, you like violins? Here you go. It is very, very clever. More details will be revealed about teeth as time goes on. Let me make sure this isn't too loud. Let's see. I'm gonna fix that now. Hold on. Oh, all good, bro. I'll probably be ending the stream fairly soon anyway, just because I've got a few other things to take care of. But I figured I'd show folks, at least what working on some of my drawings is like. No, I get it. Folks got lives outside of this stuff. Why can I not? That's right. Or for that, I'm gonna have to come back to the mountain. Easily put it. No, and there's a lot of lore that I have on in my head about these. Folks don't know who Kaiser is yet, but you will find out in time. And here, I'll introduce you to one last shark that definitely more details will be coming out as time goes on. One that's kind of a bit of tongue-in-cheek play, but I figured let me take this concept and make it into something a lot cooler. This is a guy who I'm going to be redrawing fairly soon, because I want to make an updated picture of him. Hey, Wild World, imagine if this guy who I just posted in the chat, imagine if he was an actual cryptid. He'd be harmless, of course. These fish sharks don't mess with people. Yeah, the black demon shark is more of like a folktale of the shark that's actually going to attack folks. This one, when you actually read the lore about him, I did not see that movie. Honestly, I didn't care to. Yes, definitely kaiju shark. Vanta, the great black shark, he's more of kind of a literal protector of the ocean. Like as you read the story that's actually in his description, there was an invasive species that came to the planet he was on, and he literally just hunted them to extinction over the span of like a month. They were starting to spread, and he just hunted them to extinction, and he just went about his business. Yes, I agree with you, Shark 365. Because they wanted it to be a monster. Be like, oh, look at the scary monster. Sharks are not monsters. As many YouTubers have pointed out, including Wild World. And yes, he could, Wild World. Yes, he could. Though generally speaking, if he did run into Godzilla, he'd probably just leave him alone. Oops. That's what actually, where is it? Let me see. Bottom part of this throws a little too much. Okay, now that I have all that there, let me see if I can find something. Okay, maybe I don't. Aha, I do have it. I think. No, wait, this one's old. Okay, never mind. All right, folks. So I'm gonna end the stream here just because I got a couple other things I got to take care of today. I'm gonna try to find that size chart and show you guys next time. No, appreciate you guys for stopping by the stream. I'll leave this up on YouTube for those of you who want to revisit the GarageBand piece. And yeah, appreciate you guys for stopping by. Also, if you guys are looking for a few more discussion pieces, or you want to see what me and some of the other shark guys are talking about, we do have a Discord where we talk about different shark things. Let me see if I can find it. I know I have it. No, I don't need that. There you go. For those of you who need to get in contact with me out of other things, that's the Shark Discord where me and some other guys talk about shark stuff. Looking for anything, or if you have a topic you want to see, feel free to poke your head in. Be like, hey, what are your thoughts on X, Y, and Z? But yeah, I will see you guys next time. I'll make sure to let folks know when I'm going to stream again. Where is it? There we go. All right, take it easy, folks.